Hey, this is Greg Getter. Today's lesson is taken from Amazon's product development process. You may have heard of Amazon's core tenet of customer obsession, but it turns out they've put a lot more thought into it than just a simple platitude. On their leadership principles page, customer obsession is listed as their first principle. They provide the following quote to clarify what they mean by customer obsession. Leaders start with the customer and work backwards. They work vigorously to earn and keep customer trust. Although leaders pay attention to competitors, they obsess over customers. And it's not just leaders. Everyone in the company is encouraged to contribute ideas for how to improve the customer experience. In this video, we'll go through the first part of the framework Amazon developed for anyone in the organization to propose a new idea, working backwards from the customer experience to clearly evaluate what it takes to actually execute on the idea. The framework is called the PRFAQ internally, for press release and frequently asked questions. Others informally refer to the framework as the backwards press release or the product development proposal. These documents are typically owned by the product manager responsible for the project, but they may be generated by anyone who wants more consideration for an idea. The framework consists of two documents. The press release is a short document focused on providing an overview of the product and the highlights of the customer experience. It reads like an actual press release, but it's created before the company even decides to build the product. Meanwhile, the FAQ is a more detailed document addressing the most common anticipated objections from both the internal team and customers. The practice of creating PR FAQs helps everyone involved get better at aligning on and evaluating opportunities by clarifying their thinking through writing. It forces everyone to align around what the product is. It forces internal teams to focus on what the customer wants, not on the capabilities of internal processes, and it forces complete but succinct thought and communication within the company. Many more press releases are created than products are built at Amazon. This is viewed as a feature, not a bug, because the company is able to thoroughly evaluate opportunities ahead of time and focus its limited resources on the most valuable opportunities for the company. Both the press release and the FAQ are living documents subject to multiple rounds of feedback. Even after the project starts, the documents may be further refined as inevitable changes crop up, and the hypothetical press release may be used as the actual press release after many cycles of iteration. And when your product mostly lines up with the press release, it's time to release it into the real world. Now, we'll cover what should be in a hypothetical press release. This is a succinct and attention-grabbing document that makes journalists interested in writing about you. The press release doesn't talk about everything. It only highlights the most essential and important things a customer would want to know. Internally, the document must be able to describe a product that is meaningfully better than what's already out there, and it must answer why the product will be compelling enough for the customer to buy it. I encourage you to search the web for press releases for products you like to use as inspiration. I'll put a press release for one of our upcoming products on screen. Press releases generally include the following: the name of the product and company, the intended customer, the problem the product solves, the benefits the customer would receive, an inspirational quote explaining why you developed the product and what you hope it will do for the customer, and a call to action telling the customer how to take advantage of the product right away. The document should only be a few paragraphs, and it should always be less than one page. Now, if I were to critique the press release I just put on screen, I would say it's still a bit too features focused, and it should talk about the intended customer a bit more. So it might be in for a bit more refinement before we put it out finally. Now, we'll briefly cover the FAQ document. This is more of an internal document that anticipates the objections you're likely to face from your executives, your development teams, and your customers. It adds more specificity to the press release. There aren't too many public examples of these out there, but you should try to anticipate questions around the cost and resources required to develop the product, challenges the team will need to overcome, and information executives will need to greenlight the project. You'll probably add to this over time as you get more unexpected questions from people in your organization. With all that said, if you found this video on PR FAQs helpful, I'd love it if you could subscribe to this channel. And let me know in the comments if you see the PR FAQ process applying to projects in your business. I'll be back next week with another short business lesson. So thanks, and I hope you have a great day.